Welcome back to Financial Myths and Misconception. And for new listeners here today, we've made it our mission to help Canadians navigate the financial landscape with confidence and clarity. So every Wednesday, we are here live to explore a wide range of financial myths and misconceptions that can hold you back from achieving your financial goals. So get ready to challenge the status quo, one myth at a time. So I'm your host for today again. My name is Angeline Mondonedo, and with my co-host.
Hi everyone, it's Ayana here, and we have a special guest today.
So we have Fathia Amin here today to discuss immigrant success stories where they build bridges and also debunk stereotypes along the way during their Canadian story. Right. So welcome, Fathia. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me today. And yes, I'm excited to be here today.
All right.
I'm good. I'm excited.
Okay, well, Fatia, why don't we get started by letting our listeners know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yes. So my name is Fathia. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I am a mother of two. I recently just had a baby, and I'm a
Oh,
financial professional.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I am right now having my business as a financial professional. I help people also understand how money works here in Canada, so they they don't go through the mistakes that I went through and help guide them in a better way.
So, what's your cultural background?
I came from Yemen.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us more about that? How did you come here to Canada? What was your story on that front?
Yeah, I came here with my family. We immigrated to Canada back in 2010. And the reason why we came here was for better education, better lifestyle, and also to improve our finance. So that was the biggest reason for my parents to move us from back home to here.
And for our listeners, Angela and I personally know Fatia. And Fatia, we work together in our firm, and I just want you to tell a little bit about when you first came to Canada, not knowing English.
Ooh.
Can you go deeper in that?
Oh yes, of course. That's the fun part. So when I came, I literally didn't speak nothing, not even. I couldn't even say what time is it in English. I remember one time in high school that I was confused. I didn't know how to ask people what time is it. So I just went to someone and was like, what? It was so funny. But it was a journey. It was all different cultures, and you see so much things that I wasn't even able to see back home. And it was an amazing opportunity, to be honest. And I learned a lot through
So
the journey.
how did you overcome the language barrier? Like for
Yeah.
instance, for myself and Angeli, when we came to Canada, we have the English is taught in our country. So coming here, like maybe we have an accent of some sort. Definitely I did when I came. And then you kind of get immersed into the culture, and it just goes away. But for yourself, like you speak English well now, but back then you didn't. And when did you come? How many years
2010.
you've been here?
About we're going to my 14 year.
14 years. 14 years is
Yes.
not a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you learn? Like, what did you take English classes? Is it like what was that journey like for you?
Well, definitely I was young, so I was in high school. So they put me in high school. So imagine you as a young teenager on high school and don't speak no English, and
Yeah, that must be tough.
it was so tough, but it was a challenge in the same time to improve myself and to really see that I can do it. So in the beginning, I stopped hanging out with people that speak my language. I stopped hanging out with anybody that I saw is the same color as me or even speak any language as me. I was just putting myself in a situation that I'm with people that I don't understand. And it it actually takes some time, but I was always in challenging myself that I didn't even know when the time passed that fast.
That is amazing.
Wow. I think it's the same with when you started in the finance industry, right? You don't know anything. I don't know about money or, Canadian financial system. And when you
Mhm.
become part of that community where, you have the same goal, you start learning all these things, you actually adapt.
Yes, absolutely. With money, it's even okay. So when it comes to money, it's so much difference because now we're talking about culture, how I grow up, how my family even take care of finance, and also like when I become an adult, how am I taking care of my finance? Am I in the same mistakes that my parents was doing?
Mm,
And I saw that I'm working so hard, but in the end of the month, I have no money. It's just because it was just a quick habit of spending the money
Hmm.
for unnecessary things and never sit down and even look at my finance or what am I spending money on? Is it actually am I building something for the future or just spending it for other mm, reasons that you don't even know why you're spending all this money
110%.
for?
But
So
it's
for
like a
me,
vicious cycle.
yeah, absolutely. So for me, it was critical because I was in a point that I cannot be working like this and have nothing
Mm.
to look at. So being in the financial industry and even taking the step to be in this whole environment was challenging because no one was accepting it. It was like, what are you
110%. And
doing?
I
Kind
want
of.
to stay on that topic, Fatia. You mentioned your culture and finance. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's a lot when it comes to my the background I come from and how people take care of their money. It's always there's a lot of tradition mixing, religion, a lot of things mixed up. So when it comes to that, you don't know what to follow
Mm.
because
Can you
everything
can you
is
give us an example?
like a lot of things will you have to do research. Like some people will take everything as a religion part, and it's normally it's just a traditional thing that they've been doing from decades ago. And now as a financial professional, I have to do my own diligence and start learning about the religion so I don't mix that up. And when I'm helping people, advising them so I can give them the best advice. I'm not gonna sit with a family and give them something that they're not believe in it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of learning, studying my culture, the way we take care of
Yeah.
money, the way they look at money, and also teach them that what they were doing before was wrong, and this is the new way to
But
do it, especially
what
in this
is
country.
like an example of that? Like like what would be something that culturally, traditionally in your culture will not be accepted, but it's practiced here in Canada?
Um, well, I can talk a little bit about investments because
Mm.
sometimes when we're talking about investments, there is um culture thing that they just believe that investing money it's interest,
So
and
is
it's
it like
not true.
bad to invest,
Yeah, we,
or
we're not allowed to
you're not?
we're not allowed to have interest on our money. But when you're investing money is different. There's interest, there is dividends, there is profit that you make from the market. So it's for us have to understand and explain for the clients that is not everything interest, and to study what sections that have interest so we avoid talking to them about that section. And because that become as a
So
culture
it's just
thing
a
that
word, the word interest. It
yeah, like
gets translated something else when you speak, when you say it. Is that
when
correct?
it's just you need to explain to the person how they will earn money on their money,
Hmm.
Mm.
and then they will make the decision of this is allowed or not allowed, or they can do it. They can invest in that marketplace, for example, because we're not allowed to invest money on, for example, alcohol, any products that work with pornography, all those things that sometimes there is an investment that have they invest their money in different places,
Mm.
and you just need to make sure that they read through it and make sure that they're not they know where their money is getting invested on. because there is some markets that we cannot invest our money in. It's just, and for me, the culture wise that I pay attention to is the whole aspect of investing. So which I feel that the people are missing out. If you don't invest your money, means the inflation is killing you. By
Correct.
10 years, your $100 doesn't worth the same amount anymore.
And in terms of your life, like being in that cultural background and knowing this traditionally growing up and coming here 14 years, growing up as an immigrant, and how is your financial life different now that you are financially literate and you're able to differentiate between what is allowed and what is not
Well, I am
based on your
very
beliefs?
aware of how I spend my money. I am very aware of like where to invest my money. I am making sure that I set myself for the future. It's not just today I leave, because we all gonna get to a point that we retire and we're tired of working. So I make sure that I prepare myself for the future, for all the uncertainties that I cannot stop.
That's amazing. I think that's
Mhm.
It is
wonderful.
amazing. Yeah. I remember talking to Fathia about this friend of mine with the same cultural background, right? She told me that she was hesitant to talk about what I am saying. Well, when it comes to like money and business, she told me that we don't really talk about this. We don't talk about money. And the mom was was I can see that they are struggling. You know that they've been working so hard. They have a long journey from jumping to different work, right? But then that they needed help, or that they need some financial literacy or financial education, but they don't know where to start or how to start, right? So as what Fatia said, that there's just some cultural background added as well. I mean, some cultural differences, right, and some beliefs. But then Fatia's story is something that you, if you want something to change in your life, you would do something about it, right? Especially if
Mhm.
it's for your family, especially if it's that it's for the better,
Mhm.
right? And
But we're using Fatia for as an example though, Jelly, right? Like, but it applies for many cultures here
Mhm.
in Canada, right? I find many cultures, maybe even the ones that are born here, or also experience some type of problems like that where people do not speak about money in their household.
Mhm.
How
True,
many how
true.
many people that they do that? That they
Yeah.
actually sit down in a round, like, I don't know, like, you know how we have parent talks, or like you get scolded at by your parents if you do something bad or try to discipline you, but there's never a time where they kind of sit down. This is how it works,
Mhm.
especially for immigrant parents, because they don't also know.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I find out, that sometimes they want to give you an advice, but also you look at their situation and you're like, no, thank you.
What advice will you give me?
Yeah, honestly, what I pay attention is like in my culture, especially, is like just do your own research and you will find the answers you're looking for. Stop listening to people that not doing better than you or not doing anything in life. They're just telling you to, oh, don't do this or don't invest
Yeah,
there, and they don't even have the answers. They don't even know. But if the person want really to help themselves, they have to start researching.
yeah,
Don't just listen to anybody and everybody that talk to you. So that will be my message to anybody.
110%.
Yeah, it's so sad sometimes.
But the life back home is different from the life back here too. So how
Absolutely.
you look at finances back home, it's not, some are maybe applicable, but not all are applicable here.
No, no. And also they that's so true that Okay. And it's so funny that you work so hard, because I been experienced some situations that I see some people that work so hard. Okay. They've been in this country for the same amount of years I've been here. And they've been working, and now they're sick.
Hmm.
And I saw also so many people relying on the government assistance, and they don't understand that this is not enough for you to retire. This is not enough for you to even live.
Yeah.
So it's better for you to start looking at your finance from now that you're working, that you're healthy.
It's funny you're saying that. I sat down with someone, not it was last year, and he mentioned something about I he recently came to Canada, and
Mm-hmm.
he told me that, I don't think I'm gonna find a job because uh the government supports my welfare.
Oh, wow.
Because back home, because back home, that's not something that you
Options.
get help with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I said, really? Like I just think about like mindset wise, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you came,
It's so
you
cool.
already sacrificed everything to come here. What, to live off in that situation? Like I don't, it doesn't make sense in my mind. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. But when you come here, you want a better future, not to be part of, I guess, not to be in that
Problem.
situation. I don't know. I thought
Be
it was
part
like
of the problem.
mind blowing to me that that's how people are when it comes to their finances. I guess maybe
Mm-hmm.
not everyone would want to build a better financial future for them, even though that they migrated here.
True.
It's just
And the
everyone's
funny
different.
part is, it's not enough money. Like, if you look at it, it's not enough. It's like you have $300 to live the whole month. So you put yourself in a situation that you're satisfied with $300 a month. It's so
What can
sad.
you buy
Yeah.
with that
It's like
nowadays?
just shrinking your dreams and just living with that
Yeah,
Amount.
shrinking your
$300. I
dreams to
know.
fit that income style, and that's many people's problem today, right? Where they're shrinking their dreams when they come here to Canada because of the income they're receiving from their work is not enough. But imagine those that don't even want to work. It's
Even
shrink
worse.
like this.
It's true. It's true. It's so sad.
Well, why can't you? Well, I guess we can't speak for everyone, but my parents' sacrifices, and I'm sure same thing with like sacrifices, put monetary, like there's money involved to come here.
Mm-hmm.
They, for you to fail,
Mm-mm.
for you not to be
Exactly.
more successful than them, isn't that the reason why they brought you here? So that you
Exactly.
could have a better life than whatever they had.
Yes.
Then you decide to become mediocre. That's insane to me, especially if you're an immigrant. I don't understand that. I that I it doesn't
It
align
just
with
blows
me.
your mind, right?
And
Yeah.
some people will say, like, I can't find a job.
No
That's the
way.
only question I ask them, is how many hours do you really spend looking for a job?
Yeah,
Because when
how
I
many
graduated
resumes
from
you
college, they told me you have to look for a job 8 hours a day until you find a job. Until and I'm finishing my college now, and they telling me to do an 8 hour
Yeah.
job search. I'm like, are you insane? But that's the reality.
That is. That's, well, if you put in the work, you'll most likely get it. If you Most people just don't try. We are in this world now that many people are privileged.
I think it's the instant gratification that everything is
And
just
this is me rolling my eyes.
it's just
No
like
one knows how to put in hard work anymore.
yeah, like a microwave. They're just so used to microwave. They can't even wait for a minute. They just
Yeah.
open the door and take out the food. Maybe that's me sometimes, but yeah.
But Fatia, why did you consider a career in finance though? Like
I
I think it's
honestly,
so amazing to hear where you came here to Canada, you don't speak any English, and then you decided to pursue a career in finance, which is already a different language on its own. Even many
Mhm.
people in Canada don't know how money works. And now you're here and you're doing it. So what is like, what was that? What was that? I guess what changed your mind? Like, why did you do it?
The switch came when I saw the opportunity. First of all, I did not see so many people doing it. And I also see so many people try it but never continue.
Mm.
So I have always the curiosity of, I always like to put myself in a challenge. It may take me time to figure out everything, but I like to challenge myself. And I saw there is a potential and there's a need for it. It wasn't
Okay, you
just
gotta
like
tell everyone about the challenge that you went through, though.
a lot licensing, even
Okay,
start to
tell
content.
I want them to know like how many years it took you to get licensed and how fast you did it when you made a decision.
Honestly, it take okay. So when I heard about the whole finance world, it was back in 2018
Mm,
when I registered for licensing
mm.
that year. And I never understand how the whole thing work, and I didn't have somebody to explain to me. But I see the potential on it. So I had it for a year, it expires. I renew it. And then at this point, I'm not working on it. I just need this. I just challenge myself. I'll get it no matter what. So, and then 2019 come, it expire again. I renew it again. It and until 2020, and I made a decision that time, and then I said, okay, I need to start doing the exams, and I did all the exam, and then I fell on one. I keep failing on that one for for a couple of months, but then and then I leave it alone. 9 months pass, and then I get an email saying that okay, this is all expiring again. So
So you have to
that's
start
when I
over
met
at this
you.
point.
Yeah, that's around the time we met.
Mm.
And so I met you, you show me about I take my HAP license that I already had, and then I work on my second 1 week. It takes me 1 week when I made the decision. Something that's been in the back burn for 2, 3 years. It take me 1 week to finish it.
And you know why I wanted you to share that is because most people could relate to that. I when you take a course in university, the first few months of university, like the the class is full. By the
Mhm.
end of like it's near finals now, the class is like
It's
70% is gone.
true,
It's
true. And
true.
this is what I pay attention to also people that quick win quickly in this business end up leaving it.
110%.
It just become too much. It's like they just achieve too much so fast that they cannot even handle it mentally. So they quit so fast. And there's people that take step by step and also achieve where they want to go.
But there are also people that become licensed within our industry and not make a
Never
single
doing it.
cent and then quit.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's some that struggle for years like yourself to have a license and now making and earning. It's just boggles my mind. But I guess it's
Yeah.
everyone's decision, right? We're talking about, people's decision when it comes to coming here to Canada, that what they want out of life. And you can't really help those people. Like they made a
No, you
decision for
cannot.
themselves. I think we should be happy that they
Mhm.
made a decision for themselves that that's what they want to do. I think that was the end of it.
True.
I don't know
What
how
I
much time we have, but I feel like we're just chatting now. But I'm enjoying it. I guess,
Yeah.
Fathia, to end us off, I just want to ask one last question. If for our listeners who are considering a career in the financial services industry, what advice would you give them?
I will honestly, I feel this is needed, and I think that it's gonna help a lot of people. Uh, Even sometimes business is business. At the end of the day, you will. face rejections, you will face a lot of doors that close on you. Your own close people may reject you. It's fine. But if you're asking about this business, it can work for someone if you put the work in and if you believe in what the message you're trying to send to people, you will win in it. And what I'm saying is it's struggle. Anything in life you do, if you don't work hard for it right now and struggle while you're young, you will struggle later on when you're older. So financial education is a must, and it's something that everyone need to learn to achieve anything in life. So anybody that looking for career in the financial industry, it's an open market. So help yourself, help the people you love, and it's a journey and you will enjoy it. And you will learn so much about yourself. That's something for sure you will learn about yourself.
Amazing.
You will learn to challenge, to solve problems. You learn how to achieve. You learn how to educate yourself. You will just work on yourself every single day.
That's amazing. And that's to wrap up our episode for today. So, if you are more curious, you can definitely message us and be part of our firm. So, we hope you found our discussion very insightful, right? Remember, it's not about just going to Canada, be part of that rat race of just working and paying your expenses, your debts, but it's also about yourself, right? What is the life that you want in Canada? And so thank you for today. We'll see you again next week. Again, Fathia, thank you so much for coming here
Thank you
in
so
our
much,
episode.
Fatia. It's wonderful to have you today.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoy it, and I hope this helps people.
All right, thank you.